If you continuously go about doing this, picturizing God foot to head and vice versa, it would lead to Sahasrakara, that is actual manifestation. Upon practicing in this manner, you would realize that you are able to see the form for a fraction at least before it fades away. So this is not the goal. One should not go by imagination, one should go by feeling, one should go on painting each limb, one eye on one side and another eye on the other side. You should not think that, is this eye parallel to the other? In this fashion one must minutely paint the picture. In the process, mind would become totally engaged. Knower the God becomes God. If you were to melt silver and pour it into the mold of Lord, the feet, hands, eyes, mouth and even hair would be that of silver. Similarly, when one concentrates and paints the mind with a form, the mind would also be transformed into the form. When you question as to where the mind is, you would get the answer in Lord's feet, in Lord's hair, in Lord's eyes, etc. That mind is totally immersed in Lord's form. Therefore, meditation is that which would transform mind into the form and not vice versa. When we sit for meditation, our body should not be in contact with anyone else's body. When one works with electricity, one would have done some sort of insulation, that is wood or cloth, to ensure against shock. Similarly, meditation also is a kind of power. It also would give shock if two bodies touch. In everybody there is current. The current gets lost through nails, hair, eyes and speech. In the olden days, people allowed nails and hair to grow because they didn't want the current to be wasted. It's due to that current that hair and nails grow on eyes and other organs function. What's the reason for learned to observe silence? They realize that current gets wasted through words and hence observed silence. Not understanding this, we begin to conclude that in the forest the monks didn't have any facilities to trim their hair and nails and hence they were unkempt. They were making efforts to convert the current in the body into divine power and hence their appearance. One should not have contact with another in more than necessary manner. Attachment with an object or a person might grow into a deeper relationship. They led to certain desires. As the desires get fulfilled, ego would begin to sprout. If the desires do not find fruition, anger would develop. Therefore, desires have ill effects either way. When the desires become many, man's sense of intelligence dwindles. This causes loss of control over the speech and unwarranted words would emanate from person criticizing and hurting others. That would lead to abusing others. The act of abusing is a fuel to the fire of sin. Therefore, the root cause for sin is relationship. So the excess of contact should not be had in the first place. We talk about meditation at that stage, how we should behave. To arouse Kundalini and sit in meditation is very difficult. The easiest path is pure love. No meditation can surpass or equal this. Similarly, we do meditation. In fact, we even swing during, but we are far away from obtaining peace. This is because we do not have the unsullied love in our hearts. Many wonder as to why they have not obtained peace in spite of doing meditation, etc. It's because they have not cleaned their hearts with pure love. An example, there is a mango tree, hundreds of ripe and unripe mangoes are present. You water it and put manure also. All of a sudden, one fine morning, the tree looks dried up. What is the reason? Have you not given water and manure? What's the reason for a tree which was resplendently green the previous day to look lackluster the very next day? The roots have been eaten away by the pests. Similarly, we may be doing meditation, chanting, rosary, but wicked qualities might have gnawing at the heart. Therefore, send away wicked qualities. Fill yourself with virtues and develop love. Meditation is not something of a pose given for a photographer. It is not for others. It is for one's own self. There are certain cautions that ought to be observed in this regard. One should be seated at least half an inch above the ground on any furniture or plank that you have. Instead of going for meditation and spoiling your mind, it's better you create the form you are interested in. Put that picture in front of you and observe carefully, or a light or While observing deeply, close your eyes. Now begin to paint the form that you have seen in your mind's eye. Then your mind would be totally enveloped in the form. For easy observers, we say light is a very good form of meditation. So it's easy to imagine, easy to understand, easy. I mean, it doesn't have the religious or cultural color. So we thought light meditation is better. Gradually, even when you open your eyes, then your mind would be totally enveloped in the form. Gradually, you begin to see the form everywhere. That is manifestation, Sakastra Kara. This does not happen if you were to do it once in a while. You should daily do this, both morning, evening, and at all other times also. We are talking about the manifestation. The meditation you can do 10 minutes a day. Then you begin to see the form spreading itself in all limbs and all bodies. Meditation is a path of obtaining sanctity. It is a process of obtaining unity, a path of experiencing divinity. Your mind must merge in the Lord just as the river merges into the ocean. Then mind as such does not exist. Then you become beyond mind. The river has a form, name and taste before merging into the ocean. After merging, it loses all such identities. Veda, Shastra, Purana, Itihasa in Hindu religion are essential only as long as one has not understood oneself. After one has realized oneself, all these become unnecessary. Hence, it is not possible to detach oneself from the society unless one has realized oneself. You have to realize yourself by living in the world purposefully. Some creatures like caterpillar crawling from one leaf to another. In the process, it catches the leaf it would like to go to and then releases the leaf it has been on. It does not leave the base before catching, obtaining the support. Similarly, we should live after obtaining divinity and not before. Otherwise, we would have lost both the worlds. Do not be carried away by the term meditation. It's not something that one does by sitting for a couple of minutes or hours. It should be always at all places. It should not pertain only to meditation room. Wherever one goes, be it market or classes, one should be totally absorbed in the divinity. We should be totally sacred in our feelings of love. This is possible only through the path of love. Speak lovingly to all people. Even such a speech should be in moderation. This is because mind begins to change as words become many. Due to lack of patience, anger emanates. There is no other remedy for anger. Only cultivation of patience is the answer. One can attain all with love. Everything is dedicated, subordinate to love. Hence it said, love is God, live in love. If the concept of love is perfectly understood, in itself it becomes meditation. Meditate on love, but the love should be selfless. It should be dedicated to the Lord. Any kind of love once offered to Lord becomes sanctified. Since God pervades the creation, there is nothing that is unsacred. But there is bound to be a change in the way we utilize the same. Therefore, we can make some changes in the society, house and people with whom we deal. Then alone can we obtain peace of mind. It's not meditation. If one were to close one's eyes, sit in lotus posture, sit without movements. The most important factor for meditation is to fill the heart with love. That love is verily God Himself. Along with this love, you must also sit in the lotus posture and in the manner described earlier to awaken the Kundalini power, and thus give more meaning to your lives. Your heart must be filled with pure love. If you have purity of heart, meditation will be greatly helpful. Just knowing meditation this cannot solve your problems. Constant practice relaxes you and rejuvenates you. It pushes you in the right direction to achieve greater heights in this world. Thank you.